There was a time when the water felt like home. I was a rising star, a swimmer everyone had their eyes on. The moment the starting buzzer screamed, I dove in. My body sliced through the water like a missile. Every stroke was power, every breath precision, until a sharp pain sliced through my shoulder mid-stroke. I thought I knew who I was. That girl, she sank with that race. After the injury, everything slipped. My times dropped, my strokes got messy. In time, new swimmers started to fill the lanes I used to dominate. The championship talk no longer had my name in it. It wasn't a surprise when Coach told me last week. Narina, I'm sorry, but you're no longer eligible for the scholarship. Does that mean I'm off the team too? She nodded uneasy. Without swimming, college felt pointless if it wasn't for Mom. Every morning, I'd throw my backpack on and tell her I was heading to class, because to her, getting into college on a swim scholarship was everything. In reality, I'd walk past the campus, past the city buzz, until all I could hear was the ocean. That little, quiet cove, it became my hiding place. One afternoon, I climbed up onto the rocks and sat there. That's when I saw, out beyond the break, a boy riding the surf like he was born in it. He was wild and free. I envied him. Suddenly, my phone buzzed with a call from my mom. Hey, Mom. Hi, sweetie. I'm passing by your campus. Thought I'd take you to lunch. Wait, Mom, you really don't have to. Too late. See you in 30. Shoot. I scrambled up, brushed the sand off, and ran back to campus, heart pounding. When Mom pulled up, her smile was warm, but her eyes scanned me like a checklist. Your hair is wet. Have you been training? How's your shoulder? Yeah, I've been hitting the pool every morning. Coach says I'm getting there. Shoulder's holding up. She beamed proud, and I felt like a fraud. Still, the next day I went right back to the cove, and I saw him again, the surfing guy. Only this time he was dragging a torn fishing net up the beach, untangling plastic from seaweed with practiced hands. The logo on his shirt caught my eye. Blue Pulse. It sounded familiar. I looked it up later. It's a nonprofit ocean conservation group. Of course. It suited him. Some days he combed the shore with a bucket and tongs. Other days I watched him wrestle ghost nets from the tide. Once I saw him surfing at sunset, gliding across a golden wave just as a pod of dolphins leapt around him. He laughed like the ocean had let him in on a secret only he could hear. And maybe I started to fall for that secret too. A few days later, Mom left for a business trip. No need to fake it anymore. I wandered the beach freely when I spotted a massive sea turtle digging into the sand. Her belly was swollen. Was she trying to lay eggs? I took a step closer, but she stopped. She must have been exhausted. Not now. What do I do?
Hey, is everything okay?
I turned. It was him. He knelt beside the turtle, gave her a quick scan, then pulled out his phone.
We need to call my organization. She might not make it without help.
Minutes later, a Blue Pulse rescue team arrived. They gently loaded her into the van. I was holding my breath until she was finally safe inside the trunk. They let me watch from a viewing window as the turtle received care. A few hours later, she laid her eggs, dozens of them. I stood there awestruck.
You've been staring for 3 hours. Is that your thing?
I didn't want to get in the way.
Please, I've seen you looking at me like that more than once.
Kill me now.
I'm Satan, by the way. Been volunteering here since I was 14. If you want, you can be a part of this too.
Yeah? Then I'll give it a try. Seriously, checking the turtle nesting sites every morning was the dream job. Some had already hatched, the sand scattered with tiny flipper prints. I'd crouch there with Sidon, recording how many made it to the water. Other days, we scanned the horizon for dolphins or whales to log their location into the database. Spotting one felt like a miracle the ocean chose to share with us. I started marking them with tattoos. My skin became a map of memories I never wanted to lose. Then came the dives. Sidon taught me how to move, how to breathe underwater. It felt like swimming used to, free and weightless without the pressure. We retrieved ghost nets tangled on coral and drifting fishing traps. One time I swam too far. My hair got tangled deep in one of the nets. I tugged at it. Then Sidon appeared calm as ever and cut me free with a dive knife. After I cleaned up the mess, I was left with a whole new person, with the ink and the salt. And I liked it. Then Mom came back from her trip. Narina, what happened to your body? My hair got caught during swim practice. I figured I'd clean it up. And the tattoos are totally fake. Obvi. She frowned, opening her mouth but stopped herself. As long as you keep your training up. Oh, and I just saw your swim team on their way to practice. Aren't you going? Oh, yeah. Coach kept them back for extra reps. Their technique's still a mess. I'm good, though. You know me. Don't get cocky, Missy. You could lose that scholarship in a heartbeat. Got it. That weekend, Sidon and I volunteered at the public pier, handing out flyers, talking reef safety and plastic waste. But something felt off. People were deliberately avoiding Sidon. Weird. Just then, an old woman grabbed my arm tight. You need to stay away from him. He's the son of a very dangerous man. What? I turned around and a crowd had formed around Sidon, and they were angry. Sidon backed away, a flicker of shame in his eyes before he turned and ran away. That night, I couldn't sleep. I searched his last name. Dozens of articles came up. His father had actually been the CEO of a chemical plant accused of dumping toxic waste into protected waters. The bay had turned toxic. Fish died by the thousands. The beaches were closed for months. The damage was real. But Sidon had no part in this. So why was the whole world acting like he's some kind of criminal? The next day I went looking for him. Sure enough, he was at the beach surfing, but his movements weren't sharp like usual. Just then, a huge wave rose above him. Sidon! Without thinking, I dove in and swam as hard as I could toward him. We broke the surface together, gasping. I dragged him to shore, gave him space to breathe, and he still couldn't look me in the eye.
You probably see me differently now, huh? I thought if I helped enough, did enough good, it'd make up for what he did. It doesn't seem to matter.
Hey, it's not true. When I look at you, I see someone kind and passionate. You're your own person. And in time, people will see that too.
No, not unless I do something big. I've been working on something on my own. It's called Project Echo. It's a mobile marine education hub. It will travel along the coast, teaching kids, restoring tide pools, helping small towns build sustainable ocean programs. I haven't told anyone. Didn't want to make promises I couldn't keep.
Then don't make promises. Make it happen. He blinked at me and I offered him a hand. Let's do it together. The next morning, I filed the paperwork to defer my studies so I could focus on lodging Project Echo with Sidon. I didn't tell Mom, of course. Each day I'd meet Sidon at the repurposed van that would soon become our traveling ocean lab. One afternoon, I invited him over. We were going over route plans and potential partners when Mom got home early. Her eyes locked onto Sidon like he was a red flag waving in her house.
Narina, can I talk to you for a second? Do you know who that boy's father is? You shouldn't be involved with someone like him.
Mom, please. He's doing good work. If anything, his project is going to strengthen my scholarship chances next semester.
Then you finish it quickly, and after that, I don't want you seeing him again.
But Mom!
No buts, I mean it.
Over the next month, Project Echo began to take shape fast. We finally finished the van. We started doing trial runs with beach cleanups and local school visits. Kids loved it. Local news picked up the story, and slowly the whispers around Sidon started to change. One sunny Saturday, we hosted a community showcase, our biggest event yet. The crowd was massive. Even Coach and my old swim team showed up. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw my mom. I weaved through the crowd and grabbed her arm.
Mom, what are you doing here? What? I heard your little project's a hit. Thought I'd stop by. Wait, is that your coach over there? No. Hi, Coach.
She marched over and started firing off questions about my training. Coach's expression shifted from polite to confused, then painfully awkward.
Ma'am, Narina lost her scholarship a while ago. Until recently, she deferred her studies.
Every lie I told crashed down at once. Mom's face turned 5 shades of red as she looked at me.
You lied to me! How could you? And you threw your future away just like that?
Mom, I didn't throw anything away.
Of course you didn't. It must be that boy's doing. Where is he?
Mom, please, let's not do this here. I pulled her behind one of the tents. She crossed her arms, jaw tight.
You were supposed to be a champion, Narina.
I never did it for me, Mom. I kept swimming because I thought it would make you proud. But after the injury, all I felt was pressure. This is different. I'm helping. I'm learning. I'm actually excited to wake up in the morning. And yeah, Sidon's a part of that. But it's not about him. It's about me. I found something that matters. Something real. Her face didn't soften. But I kept going. Project Echo grew fast. We got grants, built partnerships. The van became 2 vans, then 3. We were featured in a documentary. My name was in the credits, my voice in the narration. For the first time, I was becoming someone I wanted to be. Mom eventually came around.
I figured you weren't eating properly.
You came all this way to feed me?
I came because I've been seeing what you've built, and maybe I didn't know everything I thought I did. Maybe I still have things to learn from you.
I lay upon my bed, serene and radiant, as though this were a scene from a fairy tale. The alarm rang out, but I made no move, too comfortable to care. In came my handsome butler, effortlessly silencing the noise. He gently roused me from my slumber, calling for the attendants to begin their duties. They cleansed my face, styled my hair, and applied the perfect touch of makeup. A gown of elegance was swiftly placed upon me, just as any princess deserves. At last, my butler delicately slid the slipper onto my feet.
Princess Lyria, you're ready for a new day.
But I and my laziness collapsed on the floor. Just 5 more minutes. Oh, greetings. I'm Princess Lyria, likely the laziest royal to ever grace these halls. My days are spent in the comfort of my grand palace where every whim is met with devotion. Even with my eyes closed, the finest meals were placed before me. Every bite was fed to me as if it was a royal ritual. Walking was beneath me. I was always carried in a carriage. At the royal class, I was the picture of grace. My classmates, children of noble families, dutifully took notes for me while others gently fanned me as I took my blissful slumber. When my head fell, my teacher lifted it with care, making sure my delicate royal features remained unscathed. But then, out of nowhere, a hand crept in and yanked me from my dreamy state. Who dares disturb my royal nap?
Ahem, your brother!
Instantly, the whole class bowed to him like a domino effect. There he was, the crown prince, the epitome of duty and responsibility. I was just resting my eyes.
This is not the first time, Lyria. How can you expect to lead your people if you can't even manage to stay awake for a single lesson?
Well, I have you for that.
Nuh-uh. You're a princess, Lyria. A princess needs to be presentable, poised, and ready to meet your people.
Do I have to?
Yes, you'll be introduced to the people soon, and you need to know how to act with grace and dignity. No more excuses.
Of course, his words fell on deaf ears as I plotted my next move, how to avoid these lessons. But alas, I failed miserably. The day of the grand unveiling was nothing short of spectacular. Flags flew high, fluttering in the breeze. The streets were lined with citizens eagerly awaiting their beloved princess. But there I was, slumped in the carriage, far from the excitement. My eyelids heavy and my body too exhausted to care.
Lyria, wake up! Lyria!
I slowly drifted into a deep, undisturbed sleep until a strange, rancid odor hit me, sharp and foul. Ew, what is this place? My royal gown was covered in mud, and I was practically sinking into some nightmare version of Shrek's swamp. Panicking, I screamed, flailing like a princess in distress. Ragged figures circled around me, staring like I was an alien. I'm Princess Lyria! Do you have any idea where this place is? No one responded. Suddenly, a rough-looking man with the most cocky grin on his face stepped forward.
Well, your princessness. Looks like you're in a bit of a bind. I'm Rain, the animal trainer, and this is the circus. Maybe I can help you out around here.
Help me? How?
Simple. You help me with the animals, and I'll help get you out of here.
You want me to be an assistant to an animal trainer?
Your choice. Or you can wander off and find your own way home. But fair warning, there's a lot of scary stuff out there. Wild animals, creepy crawlers, and people who don't take too kindly to princesses like you.
Okay, I'll help you with the animals. There was no way I'd actually get too involved. I'd just play along for a bit. First, they handed me a set of clothes that looked like they'd been stolen from a scarecrow. I figured someone would help me get dressed, but nope. After struggling, I realized my shirt was backwards. Then came mealtime. I walked into the cooking house expecting a royal feast and servants to feed me. I waited with my mouth hanging open, only to have a fly fly straight in. Fantastic. Later, Rain handed me my first real task, taking care of the animals. I walked in with my head held high, expecting them to bow to me. They didn't, at all. The monkey bit my hand, the horse stole my hat. I chased it around, flailing like a fool while everyone just enjoyed the show. Of course, Rain had to step in.
First, you cleaned the horse's stall.
As in, the poop? The moment Rain threw me into the stall, the horse let out a massive fart. I tried to ignore it, grabbing the scoop, but just then, the horse nudged me, sending me stumbling into its business. Ew.
Nice technique, princess. That's how you check if the horse is healthy.
Right. Moving on to elephant bath time. For some reason, the elephant thought I was its personal water toy. It loved to full-on drown me in the water. So much for a relaxing royal spa treatment. Then it was the monkey feeding time. I handed the monkey a banana. It ripped it out and threw it right at my face. Great. This is my life now. After days of working with the animals, I was exhausted and seriously considered running away. But that was when I noticed the horse was acting strange, pacing back and forth in pain. I stepped closer and saw its stomach was bloated. I ran straight to Rain. He immediately contacted the vet, and it turned out the horse had a stomach infection. If I'd waited any longer, we could have lost it. Relief flooded through me. I had actually done something right. I saved the horse. From that moment on, I took my responsibilities in the circus more seriously. I paid closer attention, spent more time with Rain, learning about the animals, their needs, and how to keep them healthy. It wasn't easy, but every time an animal responded well, it felt rewarding. And then Rain would look at me with this flicker of approval that made my heart race. I hated to admit it, but I was beginning to look forward to the time we spent together. Then came the show night. I led the animals to the ring, nervously watching Rain perform. And right at that moment, I saw a familiar face in the crowd. Eldrick! My heart skipped a beat. I rushed over, relief flooding me as I threw myself into my brother's arms. Eldrick! I can't believe you're here! How did you find me?
You won't believe it, but it was actually my plan to put you here.
You what?
Okay, hear me out. I only did that to teach you a lesson. And look at you now. You've grown so much. You've learned what responsibilities meant. I couldn't be prouder. So, what do you say? Ready to come home?
I stared at him, still trying to process everything, when suddenly the ground shook. I turned just in time to see the elephant roaring through the air, wild-eyed and frenzied. It charged through the ring, smashing everything in its path. Panic erupted. People screamed and scattered. Rain was fighting to regain control. I had to help him. The Eldrick yanked my arm, dragging me away from the madness. But Rain! Rain caught my eye for a split second. He ran after me, but we already disappeared into the crowd. I was finally back in the palace to the luxury I once knew. Yet now, it couldn't feel more different. Worse, I had received the news my father, the king, fell ill, and now Eldrick had to take on the weight of the throne. It was then that I realized I couldn't sit idly by anymore. The lazy, careless princess I had been was gone. The kingdom needed me. My brother needed me. So I stepped up, handling royal decrees while caring for our father, duties I'd never imagined I'd do. Gradually, things began to settle, but a part of me still longed for the circus. For Rain. My thoughts drifted back to him.
Lyria!
I could almost hear his voice.
Lyria! I'm actually here!
Wait, what? How did you…
I've been looking everywhere for you. Once I knew you were in the castle, I snuck in. They took you here by force, didn't they? Did they hurt you?
Just then, Eldrick stormed over, ready for battle.
Lyria, get away from him! He's an intruder!
Rain's hand went to his sword, drawing it sharply.
Stay back, Prince. I'm not leaving without her.
Hold on! This is all a misunderstanding. Neither of them was listening. The tension was so thick. I walked over, glaring at them both like I could set fire with my eyes. Finished, you two brave warriors? After a long explanation, they finally chilled out, exchanging the most awkward eye contact.
So, what's your choice? Stay in the palace or run away with the stable boy here? Of course she's coming with me, right, Lyria?
I hesitated. The circus, the animals, Rain, it felt like home. But here, there were people who needed me and responsibilities I couldn't ignore. With a deep breath, I looked at Rain. I have to stay. I know it's not what you wanted to hear, but my place is here with the people. You've helped me grow in ways I didn't even realize I needed. So now, it's time to live up to the role I was born into. I turned to Eldrick, who was watching me with immense pride. I'm ready now. Rain let out a deep sigh.
Well, Princess, I guess this is goodbye now.
Wait, where are you going? I'm not entirely free of you, yet. He turned to look at me, confused. Well, I still need a place to blow off steam from my packed royal duties, and the circus seems to be the perfect place. After all, it's where you are. Rain's face lit up with the most dazzling smile. He scooped me up, spinning me in the air, and planted a passionate kiss on me.
Hey, wait! I don't agree to this!